Hey everybody, today I'm just going to ride along with me to go to the Home Depot and try to get something to kill some ants. I've got ants getting into my car. I park on, it's kind of gravel and dirt, and the ants keep getting up in my car, and you won't see them when you're sitting still, but once you get on the road, when it's really inconvenient to try to squish them, they start coming out of all the cracks and crevices in the car. So I'm going to go and see what I can find to sprinkle on the ground. I know there's different products. Read about one, I don't remember what it was called, but I think I'm going to give that one a try. So I'm just going to ride along with me to go up to the Home Depot. Just running an errand. Today is Wednesday, April 3rd. No, April 2nd. Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. It's about 80 degrees today. Not really supposed to rain, but it's looking awfully cloudy, so I'm not too confident I won't get sprinkled on, but I was looking at the radar and it's not showing anything here, so maybe it's just some clouds. It's not too far away anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal, so it wouldn't take me too long to get home. And there's all sorts of other places I could just stop and get out of the rain if I need to. But anyway, I'll shut up so just enjoy the view. I don't know if you can see, but I did finally turn over 14,000 miles on this bike. I don't really know if that's considered high mileage on these older Hondas, but it seems to run perfectly fine. It cranks up every time without a problem, so I'm not too worried about the mileage. But if you have one of these and you have an idea of how long these motors usually go, let me know in the comments. Do you have a lot more miles than this? Do you have less miles? I forgot I still had the choke on just a little bit. Yeah, and I will be riding in more interesting areas eventually. I'm not sure where I'm going to go or when exactly it'll be, but in the meantime, might get a few rides here and there like this where I'm just going to be running some errands. So I hope you don't mind that. Oh yeah. I said it in my last video, but I will say it again. If you're watching my videos and you think you enjoy them or you might enjoy them, please subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscriber count up, so I'd appreciate everybody that leaves a like on the video, leave a comment, and most of all, subscribe. At this time, I think I've got 43, maybe 44 subscribers. If I can get if I can get a couple of more each video I put out, that makes me more than happy. But right now, in case you're wondering, I'm in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. This road up ahead of me is Dietz Road. I always get a little worried when I'm at a red light. Like, you always worry about people not seeing me. You know, they'll be paying attention to the car in front of me, not paying attention to me, and they'll slam into me. I mean, I've never had that, you know, come close to have that happening, but it's always in the back of my mind when I come to a stop at a red light. Red light, traffic light, stoplight, whatever you want to call them. I forgot to reset my trip odometer to keep up with my gas. Oh well, it's just a few miles, not a big deal. I just passed by a funeral home. I remember one time, it's been several years back, they have a, I guess it's a crematorium in the back. I drove by there and you could see some smoke coming out of it. I don't know if they burned their trash or if it was actually a body, but it kind of freaked me out. I couldn't wait to get away from it. I kind of have it's an irrational fear of dead bodies. I know that's kind of random, but every time I go by that funeral home, I always look to see if there's smoke coming out of that crematorium. And we got a bunch of traffic up here. I don't know if it's just, maybe it's time for school to let out. It's not too bad. I'm turning right here anyway, so didn't even have to bother with it. Trying to do better about remembering my turn signal today, so I don't leave that going. But I don't doubt that it'll happen at least once, if not more. I guess this spot's as good as any, huh? Alright folks, see y'all in a few minutes. Alright, back from the Home Depot. Just finished in there. I ended up getting this Amdro ant killer. Never used it before, but we're going to try it, see how it works. I'm still going to have to figure out something to get the ants out of the car, because I think they've started a home in there. But I'll figure that out. Take a little bit different way to go back home, so at least it's not the exact same ride both times. I always feel like I'm leaving something when I pull off. I'll have to look back and make sure I didn't just forget something. So yeah, just before I turned the camera back on there, I had a guy was parked next to me in a truck. He got out and was talking to me about the bike, you know, talking about how nice he thought it was, and how you don't ever see these bikes out on the road. When I'm riding around town here in the Chattanooga area, I don't, not that I know of, I've never seen one like this, or even really anything similar. Most people are riding either sport bikes or newer Harleys or something like that, but a lot of people really like these classic Hondas especially. So that's just kind of part of the fun for me to ride this thing, is that, you know, that people do sometimes stop and talk about it and want to know what year it is. It just brings a smile to their face, and that, you know, in turn brings a smile to my face. But those of you who are still watching, you know, let me know. Do you like shorter videos, longer videos, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15? Sometimes my videos get pretty long. Yeah, I don't want to cut out too much of what I'm seeing, but I'll try to make some that are shorter. If some of y'all like shorter videos, I'll try to do a little bit more editing and actually cut some of the less interesting bits out. But for me, part of the fun is just following along on the pretty much the whole adventure with somebody, whatever the adventure is, whether it's going to an abandoned cemetery or running to Home Depot to get ant killer. It's all an adventure when you're riding, and like I said, that's part of the fun for me when I'm watching these videos. And again, looking around at the sky, sure looks like it could rain a little bit, at least sprinkle. I think there's a 5% chance, which I felt fairly confident that I should be able to make it there and back without worrying about any kind of rain. But it sure does look like it. And man, I'll tell you, it's nice to see all the trees and everything blooming and getting some color back in the world. That's one of the things that's so depressing about, it's just so depressing about winter, because everything's just so dull and gray and brown. Knock on wood, my allergies haven't really been that bad. think I've already talked about it a little bit before, but this is a great bike to cruise around on. I'm doing 55 right now and hovering probably around 3,600 RPM. So it's not buzzing too bad. The foot pegs don't really buzz too bad. When you get up going faster, and with higher RPMs, obviously it's going to buzz a little bit more. But cruising around 55 or 60, this is so comfortable. Guy past me was warning me there was a cop sitting, most likely taking radar. Wasn't speeding, but the heads up is always appreciated anyway. And here comes a bump right here. Oh. I think once I get back to the house, I'm going to spread this ant killer out and probably go for another ride. It's so warm out today. Like I said, it's about 80 degrees. It just feels absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect to be out riding. The sun's not in my face. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for another ride. But not too far from the house, so I just take a second to thank all of you for watching again. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm really trying to get that subscriber count up. Thank you all for watching and coming back to watch more videos. Like I said, let me know if you like shorter videos, longer videos. You want me to cut some of it out, and I'll try to work on making videos to keep everybody happy if I can, as much as I can. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.